A new Wordle puzzle is online. Click on the link to play.
Listening to the following video may give you clues. Please like and share the videos.
Oilers advance to Stanley Cup playoffs with Game 6 win. After a tough start to the season, the Edmonton Oilers are now on the verge of making the Stanley Cup playoffs, winning 2 of 3 games against the Los Angeles Kings.
Edmonton Oilers are still in the prime years of McDavid and Draisaitl, but the team has not shown the urgency to make the needed changes. In the playoffs, the Oilers will have to find goaltending to compete with the best teams in the league.
Edmonton Oilers advance to second round of Stanley Cup playoffs. The Edmonton Oilers advanced to the second round of the Stanley Cup playoffs on Monday, advancing over the Los Angeles Kings in Game 7.
The 2-0 victory over the Kings capped an incredible 7-game series that ended in a rematch of the first round. Oilers star Connor McDavid notched 4 goals and 10 assists, becoming the 4th player in franchise history to record at least 10 points in a playoff series.
Now the Oilers will face the winner of the Calgary Flames-Dallas Stars series, which will be decided Sunday. The Oilers held the momentum throughout the game, outshooting the Flames 24-11 in the second period.
It was a remarkable performance from the Oilers, especially McDavid, who played at another level, refusing to let his team lose. It is a rare experience to witness an elite athlete in his prime.
After a long, hard season, McDavid has now recorded 10 points in 2 playoff series. Fans of the Edmonton Oilers have never experienced a better moment than the first round of the playoffs.
Their team blasted the Kings 6-0 in Game 2 and -2 in Game 3, both in a 2-0 score. However, they still needed to win the last 2 games to advance.
Against a weaker opponent, they were expected to advance. They also won a Game 7 against the LA Kings.
Edmonton wins series against Los Angeles Kings. After an excellent start, the Edmonton Oilers won Game 6 4-2 to win the series against the Los Angeles Kings.
Connor McDavid recorded 4 points and was the main reason for the win, scoring both goals in the first period. The Kings managed just 1 goal in the first period, but were unable to capitalize on the opportunity.
Connor McDavid scored 2 goals in the second period, and the Kings' tying goal came in the third. Oilers were down 3-2 and faced elimination in California.
The team had few options, but they managed to force Game 7 in Edmonton, despite a poor start in Game 6. In the final, Connor McDavid scored a wraparound goal with 1:40 left in the first period to give the Oilers a 3-2 series lead.
The Oilers won the series in 7 games, including the first 12 games started with a scramble in the crease.
Zach Hyman was pulled back for a game misconduct, but he came back to the ice just minutes later. The goal scored by Kyle Turris was the third of the series, and the Oilers had outshot the Kings 25-4 in the third period.
The Oilers outshot the Kings in the first period, and in the second, the Oilers outshot the Kings by a staggering 24-11. Despite the early deficit, they did not surrender a single shot.
McLeod has 2 goals in 2 games. Despite a rough start to the season, center Aaron McLeod is proving to be an unexpected weapon for the Edmonton Oilers.
The first-round pick from 2016 scored his first NHL goal on Jan 26 against Philadelphia.
On Jan 31, he notched 2 goals against Buffalo.
He had just 1 goal and 2 assists in 10 games heading into the postseason, but has played well in his last 2 games. Share pair of goals against the Predators has the Oilers on the brink of a sweep of their first-round series.
In the first of the series, McLeod's first goal was scored on a slap shot, which he buried past Vejmelka to tie the game. A similar scenario has occurred before for McLeod, who has now scored 8 goals this season.
His impact on the game is similar to that of fellow Oilers center Ryan Nugent-Hopkins. As both players have had similar impact in Sunday, McLeod scored on 2 shots and added an assist to his point total.
His third-period goal broke a string of 8-game point drought. Although he continues to play in the bottom 6 role, his time on the second power play unit has elevated his scoring potential.
His 3-point haul this year is the first time that he has had more than 1 point in a single postseason. Draisaitl skates through ankle injury.
Edmonton Oilers center Leon Draisaitl skates through ankle-related injury in Game 6. The Edmonton Oilers have a shaky lineup for Game 6 of the Western Conference Finals after the captain is injured.
The left wing was hit by Mikey Anderson in the opening minutes of Game 6 and limped to the dressing room. However, Draisaitl returned to the game and played 25 minutes.
If the Oilers had dressed 11 forwards, he would have played a lot longer. Draisaitl skated gingerly and looked to have some difficulty pushing off.
After the game, Draisaitl needed treatment. Injured Edmonton Oilers captain didn't practice on Tuesday but skated on Tuesday morning in order to avoid a setback.
The injured Draisaitl was a game-time decision and appeared laboring throughout the game. He logged a total of 18:25 of ice time and contributed a secondary assist on Cody Ceci's game-winning goal.
Draisaitl finished the first round with 5 goals and 4 assists and a -1 rating. The series continues on Wednesday in Los Angeles.
Leon Draisaitl skated through an ankle injury that sidelined him for several days. Although he wasn't expected to play, he did set up Barrie for the game-winning goal with 5:10 left to play.
Draisaitl's goal, coupled with other Edmonton Oilers players' goals, gave the Oilers a 4-12 win and evened the series with the Sacramento Kings. Game 7 is set for Saturday night, with the Oilers hosting the first 2 games.
Bouchard's partnership with Keith. The combination of Keith and Bouchard has helped both players develop.
Bouchard is a plus player on the third pairing, but struggled there earlier this season. However, Bouchard was happy to return to his top line in the playoffs after being shifted to the third pairing.
Bouchard also noted that he feels comfortable talking to Keith. For example, Bouchard's recent on-ice sessions have been productive.
Unlike previous years, Bouchard has shown increased PK play. Under Tippett, Bouchard averaged a PK of just 28 minutes.
However, he's played nearly 8 minutes of penalty kill time during the series' first 2 games. Bouchard's offensive totals should rise dramatically as he gets more time on the penalty kill rotation.
On the other hand, Evan Bouchard played well in the preseason. In fact, he was the Oilers' best defenseman during their preseason game against the Flames.
Despite his lack of scoring, Bouchard showed that he can play in the NHL. The Oilers are now 1-0 in the playoffs, and they'll be able to build on this momentum in the coming years.
Impact Bouchard's postseason play has been solid, too. He has 2 goals and 3 assists in 5 postseason games.
His +2 rating has made him a solid all-around option in DFS contests. He also assisted on a third-period Evander Kane goal.
Despite a rough start in the playoffs, Bouchard's play has been very impressive and is a key player for the Oilers. In defense,
Edmonton's young defense is a big step forward, and they aren't the only team whose prospects are in the process of breaking through. Many Hall of Fame defensemen struggled during the early part of their careers, and many young candidates will now be battling for playing time this fall.
The team has already invested a great deal of time in several prospects. While a few have shown early promise, there is still a long way to go before these youngsters reach their full potential.
Another promising young defenseman is Philip Broberg. After playing 2 exhibition games as an undrafted free agent last season, the Edmonton Oilers selected him in the first round of the 2019 NHL Draft.
He has since played 13 games with the Bakersfield Condors and contributed 10 assists in that time. Jay Woodcroft has also shown confidence in Broberg, who has been impressing in ball.
The team has also signed another promising young defender in the form of Evan Bouchard. The Swedish center had a boxcar season in his first NHL season, going December 31, 43 in 81 games.
Bouchard's specialty is the power play, so he is a great fit for the Oilers. Although fans believe that the cap issues will disappear after Bouchard's 2020-23 season, there is a monster looming on the horizon.